was a beast! Ah!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Not the Bees, the Nicolas Cage Filmography Podcast. I am Megs.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And this week, not only did we watch a movie, it is also our 100th episode. Woo! But this week we watched 1998's Snake Eyes. It stars Nicolas Cage and Gary Sinise. During a tropical storm, corrupt Atlantic City Police Detective Rick Santoro, who is played by Nicolas Cage, attends a boxing match at the soon-to-close local arena between heavyweight champion Lincoln Tyler and challenger Jose Pacifico Ruiz. He meets up with his best friend since childhood, U.S. Navy Commander Kevin Dunn, who is played by Gary Sinise, who is escorting Defense Secretary Charles Kirkland and Arena Director Gilbert Powell at the fight after a trip to Norfolk, Virginia. As the first round begins, Kevin notices a redhead named Serena who wears a ruby ring. He leaves his seat, which is then taken by Julia Costello, a platinum blonde in a white satin suit, who's played by Carla Gugino. When Ruiz unexpectedly knocks out Tyler, gunshots ring out, mortally wounding Kirkland and grazing Julia, who loses her blonde wig, revealing her naturally dark hair. Kevin kills the sniper and orders the arena to be locked down. Julia escapes into the casino. Rick notices the supposedly knocked out Tyler awake at the sound of the shots and studies the fight tape, which reveals the knockout punch didn't actually connect. Tyler confesses that he threw the fight to pay gambling debts. Serena paid him to take a dive. Suspecting a conspiracy, Rick reveals everything that he's learned to Kevin, who says that the Norfolk trip was a test for the Air Guard missile defense system, which Powell's company is backing. He deduces that the sniper, a Palestinian terrorist named Tariq Ben Rabat, assassinated Kirkland over the Pentagon's defense cooperation with Israel. Rick studies surveillance footage and finds Serena and Zeitz while Kevin searches for Julia, aided by Powell's security guards. Kevin is actually the conspiracy mastermind. He kills Serena and Zeitz and enlists Tyler. Julia seduces a hotel guest so that she can hide in his room. Rick finds her and takes her into protective custody. Julia confesses she is an analyst and had discovered the Air Guard test results were faked. She had tipped off Kirkland, but Kevin discovered her actions and arranged the conspiracy to kill her and Kirkland. After hiding Julia in a warehouse, Rick finds footage proving Kevin's guilt. Kevin confesses to Rick, saying his motive was to prevent further attacks on U.S. ships, like the one in which Kevin had to leave 28 men to drown. He offers Rick $1 million for Julia's location. When Rick refuses, Kevin has Tyler beat him up. Then he plants a tracker on Rick and follows into the warehouse just as Hurricane Jezebel hits. Rick uses a large wave from the storm as cover to rush Julia outside, where the police witness Kevin opening fire. Despite his protest that Julia is actually a suspect, Kevin goes around the corner and shoots himself, committing suicide on live network television. Rick is hailed as a hero, but the press uncover his corruption and he loses his job, his mistress, and his family. Before reporting for his prison term, Rick meets Julia outside of the currently being remodeled casino. She thanks him as Powell is scrapping the Air Guard product, and Rick promises to call her when he gets out in 12 to 18 months. Serena's ruby ring is embedded in a concrete pillar of the new Powell Millennium Arena. The end. Elizabeth?
Yes, dear.
What did you think of this movie?
I like this movie. I like Brian De Palma a lot, and he directed this, came up with the story, and produced it. He is he's a fantastic filmmaker, and he really took some leaps with this movie. It opens with a 12.5-minute long tracking shot. So It's a one continuous shot. It's not really, they use interesting ways to hide the cuts, but it plays like 12.5-minute long
Single shot take,
one shot take. He does a lot of first person viewing in this movie. He uses a lot of like television, either television screens or television cameras, in order to play with the depth of field and the way that the shot is set. So stylistically, I thought it was very interesting. I thought Nick Cage was good. I was shocked when Gary Sinise turns out to be the bad guy.
Same.
Because he's never a bad guy.
I mean, sometimes he's a bad guy, but you also, it's just Gary Sinise. You never see it coming.
No.
whenever he becomes a bad guy, you never see it coming, ever, ever, ever. He's just so good.
He's so good. I really like this movie. It's kind of neo-noir. It definitely harkens back to the noir genre. It is kind of a locked room mystery because they're in a casino arena, but they're not letting anybody out that was there. So they're like screening people at the exits to let them go home. They're like taking their photograph and getting their identification and making sure that they have an address, because as he says at one point in the movie, that's, there's 14,000 eyewitnesses.
Yeah.
We can't just let them all leave.
Right.
So it's kind of a locked room mystery, a whodunit, because whoever did it is still there. I don't know. I liked it a lot. What did you think?
I also really liked it a lot. For all of the reasons that you mentioned, I also picked up on like the sort of noir undertones of it. It was also very hard boiled, very like detective story. Directionally, like you can just tell looking at the different cuts from the different POVs that we go throughout the discussion of how everything occurred. They're simultaneously filming all of these different scenes at the same time. And like it's clear that even if they had to go back and like reshoot a couple of, like, you're in an arena, there are cameras everywhere. There's an eye in the sky. There's like a blimp shaped thing that is just like a drone, like hovering above the entire arena. So like when we're going back and we're getting to like the different scenes where like when Gary Sinise's character, when we find him going to the backside to see, make sure that all of the agents in the conspiracy were doing what they needed to do, like they just synced it up so well. Like this conversation happens ringside between Nick Cage and Carla Gugino, and then she turns around, but while that's happening, he's up here in the stands directing the terrorists to be, get into position to snipe the congressman. It's very well directed. Like they did a really, really, really good job on this film. My only real note about the acting in this movie is that Nicolas Cage's character comes in, like you don't necessarily like at first start know that he's a cop, but it becomes very clear very quickly that he not only is a cop, but he's on the take as well. And he's got this really flamboyant shirt on, and he's acting very much like the crazy Nick Cage that you expect to see. But then like right after the opening act, as soon as the shots are fired and he goes into detective mode, like he becomes this like force of nature in every room that he's in. He's very commanding. He's got a very like controlled presence. Everyone looks to him for direction. Everyone listens to him. The chemistry between him and Sinise is wonderful.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when we look at Cage and like other actors of his ilk that have been in the sort of rooms that he's in, the kind of projects that he's worked on, it's really hard to like look at him and be like, oh yeah, he belongs in the same room as Gary Sinise until you see them together. Like this is what makes him like an A-list actor, because he can come in starting off as like this goofy, I'm on the take cop, and like nothing is really bothering him, and like his buddy from the fucking Navy is here and asked him to do this for him because there's a congressman coming. Like he's got to feel like, this is a really big shot for him. And then he just immediately, as soon as shit goes south, becomes, nope, we're not doing this. We're not doing fun anymore. My only note is that I would have liked for that change to be a little less drastic than it was. But otherwise, every aspect of this movie I think is good. I don't think that it deserves the 42% that it's got on Rotten Tomatoes at all. I think like it should be in the 80s somewhere at least.
Yeah.
This movie is very 90s. It's like it stylistically, it's 1998 in this movie, 100%. Yeah, no, I really like this movie. All the technical aspects. I didn't really have an issue with any of the writing. I didn't think that it was super strong writing, but it was good enough. And also, I really love Carla Gugino, and I've never seen her this young before. And I'm still like in awe of her performance in this movie, given how young she was.
Yeah.
What would you rate this movie, do you think?
I mean, this is a solid B+ for me.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. This is definitely like a good B+. I don't think that this is a movie that anyone but Cage could have done. What do you think about the caginess of this movie? What would you grade him on his performance here?
I would probably give him a B+ as well. I think this is kind of one of the first instances of us seeing him as a hard-boiled, straight kind of detective.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've seen him play a detective before, but this is a different kind of detective. This is really hearkening back to those neo-noir roots. And I'd give him a B+. What would you give him?
I think I'm good with a B+.
All right.
I think I'm good with a B+ as well. This was a surprisingly good movie. It's very watchable. It's only an hour and 38 minutes.
Yep.
The soundtrack gives a little something to be desired, but there's so much going on in the movie, you really don't even notice the music outside of the song that's sung during the credits, which is, what placed it in my mind. Like, this is the first time I've really noticed the music, and it wasn't very good. It was like they took lines from the movie and wrote the song, which I think is what they did. And to be honest, like, all of the side characters also were very good. The guy that plays Powell, that's John Hurd. Stan Shaw played Lincoln Tyler. Kevin Dunn played the actual actor named Kevin Dunn played Lou Logan, who was the announcer, became a reporter. Luis Guzman was in this movie. Tamara Tooney was in this movie for a couple of minutes.
I love Tamara Tooney. She
is
the first thing that we see in this movie, and I adore her.
Yeah, she's got the unfortunate job of being the on-site reporter for the local news channel during the beginning of a hurricane.
Right.
And like at the end of the movie, when she's told to go back out, like, oh, it's going to be a full-fledged trip. She's like, what have I done to get all of these shit fucking assignments? And I feel so bad for her.
Yeah,
she's only in it for like
full of hey, it's that guys.
It really is full of hey, it's that guys. And like cumulatively throughout the film, like we see her right at the beginning announcing the beginning of the storm and announcing the big fight that's going to happen, and then right at the climax, right before Julia and Rick get out of the tunnel that they're in. But she's such a treat to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this movie is good. I think that our rating of B+ for both is good. I think that whoever had their knickers in a twist when they wrote a review on this for Rotten Tomatoes probably needs to revisit this, because this movie is not just well acted. It's not just well paced. It's also a lot of fun, which I didn't expect it to be, but it is a bit fun. Like there's just weird chasing going on. There's a whole scene in like the hotel where they're trying to find Julia, and it's a little bit of like a Scooby-Doo situation where like they're looking in different doors. This is a good movie. I definitely would recommend this.
Samesies.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week. It's Snake Eyes is a B+ movie with a B+ Cage performance. So check it out. As always, we thank you for anyone who has hung out with us this far. Thank you for making it to 100 episodes with us. If you want to find us on socials, we're on Instagram at Not the Beast Pod. We're on all of your regular podcasting apps, including now on YouTube, but we are audio only there. And if you would like to support us in this endeavor, which we greatly appreciate, you can find us over on patreon.com/notthebees. But that's going to do it for this week. I've been Megs.
And I've been Elizabeth.
And we'll talk at you later.